We're basically changing the way that we monitor people's health. We want to be the new standard of care for medical monitoring. I was originally a GP. I started the journey to try and help unlock people with motor neuron disease by putting sensors in people's ears, and then realized that the ear was the perfect site to do medical monitoring. The ear is close to the brain and close to the heart. And we all know that taking your temperature from your ear is a lot better than elsewhere, so central is better. As we all know, there have been massive issues with pulse oximetry during COVID, in that it's been shown to be racially biased. And with the real cutoff that whether you got treatment or not of 92% of your oxygen levels being such a standard thing across the globe, a few points difference makes that difference between actually getting treatment and not getting treatment. And this has been ascribed to actually some of the increased mortality rate in some racial groups from COVID. There's a WHO, MHRA, NICE, and FDA have all put out information about the racial inequality and the fact that this needs to be addressed. And we feel that we probably have got the appropriate solution for this, because we've got sensors that are now down to 1 millimeter square. They're small enough to go into your ear and look down your ear canal. The advantage of the ear canal, as I say, is central, but it's also not pigmented. So the inner 2/3 of your ear canal is the same color, whatever your skin color. So we believe with one device, one sensor, we can provide heart rate variability, respiratory rate, respiratory pattern, oxygen levels, and also blood pressure surrogates. Everyone's trying to move away from cuff-based blood pressure. It's a 200-year-old monitoring solution, which we all know is subjective, is a point measurement of something that's really dynamic. So everyone's trying to move towards cardiac timing measures, and we can get that from the ear. So we can add in real-time monitoring in a wearable that we hope to be medical grade. So at the moment, we're going for, we've just been accepted on the IDAP program, which is the Innovative Device Access Pathway Pilot, which I have great difficulty saying, which has taken on 8 innovations nationally across the UK. We're lucky to be one of those 8 innovations, and that's where the MHRA, Department of Health and Social Care, and NICE have all come together to try and help accelerate the process through to regulatory approval, health tech assessment, and to the NHS. I don't think you want to see all my slides now. Are we going that way? We go forward or not? No. The big white one, okay, fine. So I won't go through it all, but I'll just quickly flick through. We've talked about racial inequality. Well, the other big thing is digital data. We've all talked about machine learning being a way forward. It only is reliable if you've got reliable data. That data bank has to be unbiased, has to be synchronized. At the moment, people who are trying to put hospital home data together are quite often using different devices that are non-synchronized and difficult to use by the user, or subjective anyway, whereas actually getting it all objectively from one site, loading that up to the cloud database, we hope to give the reliable database on which to do medical data and machine learning. Just to say, this is where we came from, trying to unlock people who are non-verbal. Jonathan Bryan, please buy his book. He wrote a book, age 13, looking at each individual letter stuck onto physical spelling board. And his book is called I Can Write. He's now 18, he's amazing. But he was the reason I worked out how to do this. This was to unlock people because you can move a muscle in your ear and you use that to control. I won't go into that in detail, but we've got NIHR funding, thank you very much. We've had 3 NIHR grants. We've got 1 running at the moment to actually provide the control system from your ear for motor neuron disease and cerebral palsy. But our sensors are now down to 1 millimeter square. They look down the ear canal, and as I say, the ear canal is a perfect site. It's dark, the blood vessels are very close to the surface, it's stable. We're all used to wearing things on our ears. We're all used to having our ear temperature done as well. We've got very strong pulse waveform from your ears, a lot better than other sites, according to Queen Mary's University London, who've got one of our monitors. And at the moment, we're just doing a UKRI grant, so thank you very much. If Chris is here, I think he's gone. So basically, you give your heart rate variability, oxygen levels, and respiratory rate. We're going to add in something called a pulse transit time, which is blood pressure. So we want to cover the whole route. So the handheld ear thermometer that gives you everything in one go, your ITU monitor that is dedicated, and then in your wearable. So we all know that the people who most need hospital at home are more likely to be in the older age group. They're more likely to need a hearing aid. We think all NHS hearing aids should have medical monitoring. We think our route is the way forward because our sensors are so small they can go into hearing aids. There are also opportunities to do asthma monitoring in real time and also cardiac monitoring looking at pre-ejection period. I will quickly whiz through, and this is where we came from. This is voluntary control of your eardrum. 55% of you will know you can ear rumble. The rest of you will be looking at me going, what's he talking about? Ear rumbling is the name that a Reddit sub-community has developed for actually contracting a muscle in your ear to make a rumbling noise. Now, 55%, as I say, will know you, and you just go, I thought everyone could do that. The rest of you are going, what is this? When you yawn, if you notice when you yawn, you don't hear as well, or you get a tension or fullness in your ear, that is your tensor tympani contracting. And what we see is actually a movement of the eardrum, and we're using that as a control switch. And that control switch, hopefully we're going to move on. You can use it to play games, because obviously that's the sort of thing you do when you've got... so handheld control also is to skip a track, answer your phone, do whatever you like on your smart earphone. But actually, this is where we came from. It was to help people communicate. So using the same sort of keyboard that Stephen Hawking used, he had a one-switch keyboard that was controlled by a cheek muscle. We're doing it from your eardrum. So we hope to have that available as a Class 1 medical device at the end of this year. And if we'll move forward. So hopefully, everything is going to be EarSwitch powered soon. Your smart earphone, your ear thermometer. And so what I'd like to say is that thank you for the leads, Mick, for taking us on board. We came to one of your previous events. We've already, after that previous event, we're working with Mechthild de Jong, endocrine surgeon to do some monitoring during endocrine surgery for pheochromocytoma, so we can start to get some data for blood pressure. So we are the only EarSwitch, so please link in, and you can find us on LinkedIn, and we'll get back to you.